Leave it to the Chicago Sky to make a trade, try to make their team better, and leave it to those geniuses in that executive room for them to find a way to screw it up. The trade itself made no sense, and now the result of the trade makes even less. It was a very clear situation as to what the Chicago Sky needed. Needed. The Chicago Sky needed legitimate shooting from the perimeter, from deep, not mid range. They needed shooting. They needed gunners. They needed some catch and shoot type players that are legitimate shooters. And they did everything but that. And they're going to look back at this draft and they're going to say, well, maybe they won't because they clearly don't care all that much. But let's talk about this. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Rudy's Rant, Her Game, Her Way, Women's Basketball. We talk facts over feelings. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez Showmont, and I appreciate y'all jumping on. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Hit the bell and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on what I got to say here. You may agree, you may disagree. I'm sure there'll be a lot of Chicago Sky fans that tell me I'm stupid. I take it. I'm looking at a roster. I look at what they did yesterday. I look at the fact that they can't get a bank loan. All these different things that come up in the same general time in the last few months of when these things have happened. I watched them make a trade that I thought made no sense. And to pay a player 200 grand that you should be paying, that you could have easily paid a rookie 78, who probably would give you close to the same. Maybe not exactly, but close to it. And they thought that this pick at 11 made sense. They thought whatever the situation is next year with swaps, I don't give a shit. Like, people want to put in comments with me about they got pick swaps. I don't give a shit. I don't care. The Chicago Sky is not going to make the playoffs. They're not going to make the playoffs. So the pick that they could have had next year, they gave away for a player that's not a fit for their team. They drafted Azure Sivka at number 10, Hailey Van Lith at number 11, Maddie Westbeld out of Notre Dame at number 16, and Alicia Coulibaly out of Texas A&M at 22. They had 4 picks, and those were the picks they made. And literally none of them fit the need that they have right now. You disagree with me? Let me break it down for you. You had available. Remember who you let? Remember. Do you remember? Remember who they let go? Who they would not core? Remember who they would not re-sign? Kennedy Carter. Remember her value. Remember her ability. I said that they should take shooters. That's what I said. And in my mock draft, I had them taking Tahina Paopao out of South Carolina. She's a 40% shooter from 3. Been historically good from 3. Is not a ball dominant player. Last year, she wasn't as great. She shot 37%, but the year before, she shot 46.8% from 3. Year before that, 42.4%. Career, 40% three-point shooter in college. Seemed like a perfect fit for what they need. and they chose to take a 19-year-old out of Slovenia. You can't, I mean, a 6'3", 19-year-old out of Slovenia. Now, I don't know what Aja Sivka might become. I know what she is from what I've seen. I know what she isn't from what I've seen. And I can tell you right now, she will have absolutely zero impact on this team this season. It was very sweet watching her get drafted and thanking her father and the whole nine. It's beautiful. Great. The comparisons that are made to Leonie Fibic. Great. There's a major difference, though, between Leonie Fibic and Aja Sivka. If you haven't checked by now what that is, it's that Leonie Fibic was a rookie last year with the New York Liberty. Leonie Fibic was drafted in 2020 by the Los Angeles Sparks in the second round. And Leonie Fibic never played a single second for the Los Angeles Sparks because she went back to play in Europe. In fact, she played for 4 more years in Europe from the time that she got drafted, 20, 21, 22, 23. She got to the Liberty via a trade in a 14 trade in February of 23 and still was not on the Liberty's roster in 2023. Now, Leonie Fibic came over to the Liberty when she was 24. Aja Sivka's 19. She's 19 years old. She will not turn 20 until November. She is a baby. Not to mention, for what they claim she is, she's just not at the moment. She is not a shooter. I don't want to hear that you're a shooter and you shoot 34.7 from 3. She shoots the ball from her stomach. Go watch video on her. I promise you. I can't show it because they may demonetize me, all these FIBA things. There's all kinds of crap. She shoots the ball from here. Not here. Here. Not here. It's not like it comes through here and goes up. It's like, no, it comes here. It's going up. Shooting from here. I've watched video on it. It's not anything amazing. And you took her with the 10th pick. She's not going to play for you this year. And if she does, she'll mean nothing to your team. So this is a bad pick, in my opinion. Then you pick at 11, Hailey Van Lith. I love Hailey Van Lith. Hailey Van Lith does not fit this team. She does not fit this team. She is a scoring point guard. She is not a legitimate pass first type point guard. She's a scorer. She's got a really solid mid-range game. She is not a good deep 3 shooter. She shoots under 34% from 3. So the biggest glaring hole you got on this team in Chicago is shooting. You can't shoot. Don't tell me about Rebecca Allen. Don't tell me about Ariel Atkins. Don't tell me about Rachel Banham. I don't want to hear it. Rachel Banham was a throwaway in the Marina Mabrey trade. I don't want to hear about it. Courtney Vandersloot in the end of her career, man, and in the last few years, she can't shoot 30% from three. You've got no shooting. And yet you draft players that can't shoot, that can't spread the floor. Literally in the broadcast, Rebecca Lobo says they need floor spacers. She literally said it in the broadcast. They need floor spacers. So they go draft a 19-year-old who they want to compare to Phoebus, but Phoebus was 24. She was an adult. This is a child still. She's 19. Dominique Malonga in Seattle makes sense because they got bigs that can teach her. They're not going to throw Dominique Malonga on the court to start the season as a starter. She might play 10 minutes. She's not being relied upon to change their roster. They actually got a better player who could play right now in the third round is Serena Sindel, who should have been a first-round pick, who is one of the players that if I was the Chicago Sky when she was available, because I thought Sindel should have gone earlier, when she was available, that might have been one of my picks. Why? Because she's used to playing with bigs. She's a creator. Led the country in assists. No, let's. I mean, and Hailey did great. I give it to her. Hailey did great this year. Hailey Van Lith, I mean, she averaged 5.4 assists. Like I said, she's not a pass first point. Her 17.9 points, 5.4 assists, 4.6 boards, 3 turnovers a game. She shot 45% from the field, 33.8 from three, career 33.8 from three for her career. I'm a big Hailey Van Lith fan, but I'm telling you right now, this is not a fit. And not to mention the PTSD that she might have suffered playing with Angel Reese at LSU. Like, if you sat here and told me that I just had my worst season of my life playing with this player who is the face of that team, and now I'm going to play with that player again as the face of this team, which means I'm running the offense through her, and I saw what happened to my basketball career in that 1 year to where I was looked at as a great player. And then by the end of my year there, people thought I sucked. People put all the blame on me for why the team didn't advance. And yeah, it was largely her fault. I'm not saying it wasn't. People want to blame Kim Mulkey. Maybe it was game plan. You brought in a scoring point guard to basically try to be a facilitator, and she's not a facilitator like that. And that's what you want her to do in Chicago now? Again, that's not her game. Situations matter. Hailey Van Lith in Chicago makes no sense. And you traded for that. Now, with the way the draft turned out, because my mock draft was different from how this thing all worked out. I thought Georgia Amore going 6 or whatever she was, 7, 6 to Washington was insane. Insane. Morrow went 7. Sanaya Rivers going 8. The third best player on her college team going 8. Mind you, the best player from her college team is on the board. Isaiah James. Real shit. That's who Chicago should have taken at 10 or 11. That's who they should have taken. Why? Because you know who she brings resemblance to? Kennedy Carter. 17.9, 4.9 rebounds, 2.6. She's a slashing guard. She's not a point. She is 5'9. Kennedy Carter 5'8. Aggressive, physical, not the greatest shooter. So this would go against what I'm saying. You need a shooter, but I didn't at all foresee that Isaiah James would be on the board, but she's a scorer. You don't have a scorer on this team. Ariel Atkins, 14 points. Isaiah James is a scorer. She's not a point guard. She's a Kennedy Carter type of player. And you might come back and say, oh, well, we got Hailey Van Lith. Different type of player. I'm telling you, different type of player. You got to watch them to understand. Not remotely the same. Hailey Van Lith is an angles. Isaiah James' explosion. I thought she'd be gone off the board. I had her going 7, I think it was, to Connecticut. Yeah, I had her going 7 to Connecticut. Instead, they took her teammate who shoots at a lower percentage than she does. James shot 45%, 33 and a third from three. Sanaya Rivers shoots 40% from the field. It made no sense. Made no sense at all. And then in the second round, they go with Maddie Westbeld, who's supposedly supposed to be able to shoot, but I mean, last year she shot 35% from three. I'm sorry, 31% from three. She only averaged 7.6 points. Are you really going to give her the playing time over? She's a bench warmer. She's a backup. She's a backup. Do people really think that the Chicago Sky starting lineup is already made? Do they think that? Angel Reese, Camila Cardoso, Courtney Vandersloot. Those are your 3 starters. After that, you have 2 spots open. Vandersloot's your starting point guard. Michaela Onyenwere, maybe. Maybe she's the next starter. You can do better. Kia Nurse, maybe. I'm sorry, Ariel Atkins. You got 4 of your starters. My bad. 4 starters. So who's your 5th? Who's your 5th? It ain't Maddie Westbeld. It ain't going to be Hailey Van Lith. It ain't going to be Aja Zivka. And it damn sure ain't going to be their 4th pick in this draft, Aicha Coulibaly out of Texas A&M. If you thought my comments on shooting mattered before, she's not going to make their team. She's not going to make their team. This is a player who averaged 13 points per game in her 5th year. Shot 47.9% from the field. I mean, maybe they think they're reliving Kennedy Carter here. I don't know. She shot 21% from 3. She can't shoot. Like, she cannot. 21.4% career from 3. I would not want her touching the ball at the 3-point line. So how does she help your team? She's listed as a shooting guard. A shooting guard who cannot shoot the ball. Make that make sense. If I was a Chicago Sky fan right now, I'd be so fucking irritated. It's ridiculous. I'd be so irritated. I would be irritated. I gotta say it. I would be beside myself aggravated with this shit. Because I don't see who you're starting at the 3. I mean, Atkins is 5'10". Onyenwere 6 foot. So maybe she's gonna be their starter at the 3. And Atkins at the 2, and maybe that's their starting lineup. So basically, you got a bunch of players that cannot shoot the ball. Onyenwere last season, shot 32.7%. She's a 32.7% shooter from 3. Last year was her best year from 3, 36.8. She played 34 games, 6.6 points per game. She's a 40.2% from the field player. It's flabbergasting. If I'm a Chicago Sky fan, I'm sitting here saying, you had 4 picks and this is what you did. Like, you had 4 picks and this is what you did. You could have drafted Serena Sandell to be a point guard. Hell, fuck the future right now. Right now. She could take that job from Courtney Vandersloot and let Courtney Vandersloot come off the bench. That's one. Again, Tahina Paopao made so much sense. Isaiah James made sense. Going into round 2, I mean, hell, Aaliyah Nye, who went to Las Vegas, who's a 45% three-point shooter and averaged 15 a game last year for Alabama, made sense. Cheyenne Sellers made sense. Again, Paopao made sense. Shit, Lucy Olsen made sense. bro. I don't get it. Y'all Chicago Sky fans, God bless y'all. I feel bad for you. I actually do feel bad for you because this is just a continuation of utter and fucking pure, sheer incompetence. Incompetence. And y'all want to defend this shit? If I was a fan of the Sky, y'all think I'm dogging the Sky? No, I'm really not. Because I'm going to do this on every fucking team. I'm going to talk about all these teams' picks. I thought Indiana got a steal with Michaela Timpson. I think they fucking blew it with Bree Hall. I thought their third round pick, Yvonne Ejim, she's a scoring player. I mean, I don't know how she's going to fit the team, but she averaged 21 and 9.5 her senior year at Gonzaga. I'm going to do this with all these teams. I think Dallas won that first round. That Isaiah James pickup for them, that's like a Rico Gumbawale squared. Can you imagine the speed that they might have on that floor if you play those three? If you play Ogunbowale, Isaiah James, and Paige on the floor at the same time, that's breakneck, man. They're going to be good. I'm going to have to make some adjustments on my lists. But Chicago might be an adjustment the opposite direction. They shit the bed on this draft. You can't compare this girl to Leonie Fibich. She's 19 years old. Fibich is 24 when she got into the WNBA. But that's how they roll. Y'all Sky fans and whoever else, WNBA fans, you let me know your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear what you got to say about this one because I think this is bananas. Like, subscribe, follow, leave a comment, ring that bell. I appreciate all y'all. This is Rudy's Rant, Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball. Come on now.